Welcome to the story of Woman at the Well. This story is from the Gospel of John, chapter 4, verses 5 through 42. The lesson focus for grades 3 and 4 is, Jesus loves us no matter who we are. All four Gospels tell of the hostility between Jews and Samaritans. Jews thought Samaritans were wrong in their religious beliefs and practices. It would not be too strong to say that Jews and Samaritans were enemies. But only in the Gospel of John do we hear of Jesus going into Samaritan territory on purpose. His travel and subsequent stay in Sychar in the story was not only surprising, but scandalous. There are three themes we can explore in this story. The first main theme is that Jesus is the living water. Jesus' conversation with a Samaritan woman begins with water understood as a drink. It ends with it understood as living water. Jesus is the living water because he brings life to the world. He brings God to the world, all of the world. Jesus came for everyone. The second main theme is true worship. Jews and Samaritans did not agree about where to worship God. Samaritans worshipped on Mount Gerizim, whereas Jews saw Jerusalem as holy. Jesus says that true worship is not a place, it is a person, it is Jesus. The third main theme is discipleship. A disciple, even a new one like the Samaritan woman, invites others to come and see. A disciple's job is bringing others to Jesus. Jesus came for all people everywhere. This means that disciples often find themselves in a diverse community, as this story illustrates. We miss a little of the scandal of this story, that Jesus would sit and talk to a Samaritan woman for most of a chapter is astounding. The point of him doing so is also scandalous. This story shows us that Jesus came for everyone. Jesus teaches about God's love. He brought God's love to the whole world, no exceptions. Jesus loves us no matter who we are. It's sometimes hard to believe and remember this. It's also sometimes difficult to act on this knowledge. As Jesus' followers, we are called to spread the word about Jesus and invite others to come and see, just like the Samaritan woman did. Jesus accepts the woman at the well, a woman who was a lowly Samaritan. Jesus loves us no matter who we are. Even though they may not always voice them, your kids have lots of questions. Consider setting up a question box in your classroom where kids can submit their questions. Or you can set aside question time each week where kids can ask questions aloud or write down questions and pass them in to be read anonymously. Enjoy your role as a spiritual mentor, and don't be worried if you don't have all the answers. If it's a theological question, feel free to say, "Let me ask our pastor, and I'll tell you the answer next week." Sunday school is all about community and collaboration. If kids want to work together, let them. If this means they get through the activities faster than planned, check out the downloadable extras from the Spark Sunday School website to find an activity that can supplement your class time. Many kids this age think they're the only ones who are afraid of not being liked or being alone. It's healthy for kids to understand that most people, young and old, fear rejection and isolation and desire acceptance from peers. Reinforce that when all else fails, we are all accepted by God. Jesus loves us no matter who we are. During the closing prayer, emphasize that kids should respect the privacy of those who are going through tough times by not naming names or identifiable details of their situations. God knows who they are. Jesus gave us many gifts. In this story, we hear about the gift of living water that Jesus gives to all people. Jesus loves us no matter who we are.